this is straight out of communist playbook. And I know it because here, you know, Bosnia and Herzegovina was a part of former...
Well, sir, lean forward is the like Karl Marx slogan. Yeah, exactly. No, they're using communist nomenclature. Go ahead.
Yeah, but what they are doing also, I remember, partially I remember, and I have books which have been printed, you know, during the communist era. The official narrative, you know, in the first years of communism was that someone who is in opposition to the system is a counter-revolutionary, so he should be executed or imprisoned. But later, it became sort of a trendy, you know, thing, something of what is happening to you in the West right now. So the narrative was that communism was progressive, and everyone else is backward, ugly, stupid, you know, unworthy of any recognition. So if there
that's it. Communism is the future. It's going to create eternal life in space planes, but it can't even produce a car.
Something like that, yeah. Now, the another thing which I have noticed also, I think that, you know, people in the West, basically you were taking for so many decades democracy for granted. And I think that many people haven't noticed something that we have noticed here, and that is that democracy is no longer, you know, taught as a value, you know, in the West. It's no longer something which is to be understood as a virtue in its own. It is simply a tool which is only as useful as it serves its purpose, you know. Because this is what...
I agree, but I just want to know why we treat Madeleine Albright, a mass murderer, like a rock star, when she looks like a bloated maggot in a blue dress.
Great question, because, you know, here I'm a Serb from Bosnia, and, you know, we here Serbs have really had the chance to...
You've already enjoyed the Clintons running a jihad on you and giving 1/3 of your country to them.
Absolutely, yeah. This is exactly what we have felt, so many people here have been...
And how'd you like those liberal DU bombs on civilian targets? Very liberal.
And you see, well, we are not in the European Union, so we haven't seen any, you know, terrorist attacks here yet. However, they may come very soon.
Tell me what happened to Serbia, though, when they bombed Belgrade.
Yeah, well, Serbia has been defeated, and unfortunately it has been taken over by globalist minions who have been in power since the year 2000.
And I'm told it's a beautiful country. Everybody I talk to says that whole area is as beautiful as it gets.
It is beautiful, but I want to also bring another idea, you know, because I have heard today on your show there were guests, and also you are saying that European leaders are dhimmis who have sold out to the Muslims, etc. I think, I mean, if you're interested in my opinion, I think that these European leaders are simply globalist minions who have an intellectual capacity which is maybe enough to run, you know...
No, I agree. They hired just fake people to be their fronts. That's it. That's why this show's so powerful. We're just telling folks what's in the white papers, what's really happening. We're not that smart. Compared to idiots we are. And we're just showing the real playbook, saying, see what happens. And once people understand, they go, whoa, really? And again, this whole thing is based on stealth. Anthony Gucciardi is going to take over for the next 10, 15 minutes, and then the next guest host comes in. Stations, I encourage you to pick up the show. Some stations won't get it. Infowars.com.
It's Operation Sleeping Giant, 28-hour broadcast. We're 4 hours into it. This is the 4th hour. I'm Anthony Gucciardi. That was a lot of fun with Alex. Now, to demonstrate the significance of this broadcast, 28 hours, which is actually a lot of time, a lot of manpower. Think about all of the people making this possible, all of the people staying here, 28 hours. Most people are going to stay 24 to 28 hours for this broadcast. But none of that means anything without every single person watching right now sharing the streams, sharing the information, helping support the entire operation. So I want to say hats off to every single person listening. And you actually have to think about where we are historically. Where we are in... If historically this was a mountain, we are reaching the peak. Things are getting so insane that it's time to be 100% unapologetic. It's time to be 100% brazen, because we get things like these stories that we're going to talk about, like the Olympics Committee saying any non-sponsors are banned from tweeting about the Olympics. So if you're not a sponsor of the Olympics, you can't even tweet about the Olympics. You have things like regulators, this just came out today, want to allow more toxic chemicals in Florida's water. So how many times will we beaten back the toxic chemicals? They want to allow more toxic chemicals. They said a state panel will decide whether to declare higher toxin levels in drinking water. So just raise the levels. There's more toxic chemicals. It's good for you. It's totally fine. And, there's been a lot of anti-police stuff that kind of puts us in a position of saying, look what's going on. But we also have to remember things like this. Boston police use of cell phone trackers without warrants raises questions, and they're using this across the country. So what does that bring us to? It brings us to a point where they have openly screwed Bernie Sanders out of a nomination, whether you support him or not. They have. The anti-establishment message of a lot of people that followed Bernie was completely just hijacked. And now you are forced to worship Hillary Clinton, whether you want to or not. And the Bernie people are banned from the events and everything like that. It's total insanity. So what do? Instead of apologizing and sitting up here and being afraid and cowering in fear, we unapologetically stand boldly against it and all of this insanity. That is Operation Sleeping Giant. It's time to awaken the giant, not be crushed by the fake political correctness, the ideology prison that we let ourselves sit into. So that's why I'm unapologetically enthused about this, and so is everyone else here right now, and I'm honored to be a part of it, and thank you for being a part of it. So visit Infowars.com/giant to get the streams. Radio stations are open to carry this. After this hour, it is continuing on at Infowars.com/giant. And visit InfoWarsStore.com. Even if you just want these unprecedented sales on the products, so they're the real deal, we don't cut corners, we don't use crap from China, we don't sweep up stuff off the floor and put it back on the conveyor belt. We use FDA-certified manufacturers. 40% off Brain Force. You've heard us talk about it. It's real. If you haven't tried it, you need to. It's the real deal. Look at the reviews. 20% off all water filters. 30% off Survival Shield X2, the flagship product that started it all. 30% off Super Male, Super Female. 20% off Survival Seeds. 20% off shirts. InfoWarsStore.com. This is your chance to support something great. Support greatness, not weakness. Stand unapologetically bold. I'm Anthony Gucciardi. We'll be back with more. Infowars.com/giant to watch the 28-hour stream. Stay tuned.